All right, here's part 3 of my wife's favorite animals. She really likes snakes, so this one's all about vipers. Here's some fun facts about vipers. Let's get to it. Number 1, rattlesnakes are a type of viper. Yeah, I never knew that. And the rattle they have at the end of their tail, it's like a bunch of modified scales. It's actually not filled with stuff, it's just a bunch of modified scales that bang against each other, and they can shake the rattle up to 50 times a second. Wow. Number 2, of the 10 most venomous snakes in America, 9 of them are vipers, and 7 of those are rattlesnakes. Yeah, that's crazy.
And this here is the eastern diamondback rattlesnake. It is the most venomous snake in all of America. And you can see why it's called the diamondback. It has those distinct markings upon its back. Very beautiful, but very deadly.
Number 3, most vipers actually don't lay eggs. They give live birth. Yeah, that's crazy. You see, the word viper, it actually comes from a Latin word that has to do with the indication of giving live birth. So yeah, there's number 3. Number 4, pit vipers have this special thing inside of their head area that allows them to detect temperature. And so they can detect things as small as 0.2 degrees difference. What they can do is, even without all their other senses, if there's just 0.2 degrees of a difference in temperature between like the warm animal that they're hunting and the cooler night air or the cooler air, they're able to detect it and get it.
And this is a representation of something of what the pit viper might see, of how it can sense that temperature difference. And remember, something just as small as a 0.2 degree difference it can see, and it can track that prey to find it and capture it. Amazing.
Number 5, their fangs are like hinged and they can go back into their mouth when they're not using them, and they can even rotate independently of one of another. Yeah, that's crazy.
And here's a great example. You can see those fangs, how they're hinged and they rotate, and that really helps them bite down onto their prey.
Number 6, they can open their mouth whenever they're striking up to 180 degrees.
So you can see right there how wide that viper's mouth can open up to 180 degrees they can whenever they're attacking their prey.
Number 7, their venom glands are located behind their eyes, which is why they have that triangular shaped head.
And here's a good example. You can see that large triangular shaped head where the point of the triangle is. That's where those venom glands are located, like behind the eye area.
Number 8, some snakes have venom that causes the diaphragm to stop breathing, but not vipers. Vipers' venom attacks the blood, and what it does is it prevents it from being able to clot, so you pretty much just bleed out. It's crazy. Number 9, the Russell's viper is a little different than other vipers. Instead of causing your blood to not clot, it actually causes it to clot too much, and it'll block up blood flow to your kidneys, which causes toxins to build up in your body. Yeah.
And here's an example of the Russell's viper. As you can see, it can swim, and it's also known as the chain viper because it has chain-like patterns on its skin. Yeah, you can see a good close-up of those chain-like patterns there. But like I say, it initially causes the blood to clot, which is very, very deadly.
Number 10, anti-venom is made by taking viper venom and injecting it in small amounts into a larger animal, such as a horse. And then the horse creates antibodies in this example, for instance, like the horse will create antibodies, and then you draw the blood out of the horse and isolate the antibodies, and that's how anti-venom is made. Interesting stuff.
And this is a Coyote Peterson video. As you can see, they have this copperhead snake, and what they'll do, they cause it to inject its venom, and they collect the venom. You can see it's right there, and he's about to inject the venom, and right there they collect that venom. And that's their whole job, is to collect this venom from these snakes so they can isolate it to create antibodies for anti-venom. And they even have a whole medical team on standby just in case one of them gets bit, but that's their whole job, and that's how anti-venom is made.
Number 11, some vipers, they live in trees, and they hang up in trees, and from there they'll like go out and latch onto their prey.
And here you can see a pit viper. It's up on a leaf here, peeking out from above, but you see they wrap around trees there. And what they'll often do is they'll wrap around trees with their tail, and they'll coil themselves into an S position. And from that S coil, they can strike and attack their prey. It's really fascinating, but very deadly.
Number 12, not every bite is venomous from a viper. Sometimes they'll do what's called a dry bite, where they'll bite but they won't inject venom, and they'll do this for like self-defense or for warning or other things like that. Number 13, they have what's called keeled scales. So instead of the scales being flat, they kind of overlap with each other, so they have like a bumpy appearance, and it causes less glare from the sun, so they can blend into their environment better.
And as you can see, their scales there, they're not very smooth. They're keeled. They're very bumpy. There's another good example. It prevents the reflection of the sunlight. And right there, you see those curves right there. What that is, that's the venom glands are located there. That's a really good example of that. But here, we'll take another look at the very, very keeled scales, how bumpy they are. And it just makes them different from a lot of other snakes. Very, very interesting. You can see just the the bumpiness of those keeled scales on all these different colors of vipers. Number 14, remember that Russell's viper we were talking about earlier, the one that causes your blood to clot? Yeah, it does something else too. So one, it'll cause your blood to clot, which causes decreased blood flow to your kidneys, and it blocks them up and it causes toxins to build up in your body. But your body, in response to that, will release a bunch of anti-clotting agents to help try to unclot your blood. So afterwards, your blood won't clot up because your body's released so many anti-clotting things. So first, it causes your blood to clot, and then the second effect of it is it causes you to like bleed out like crazy. So yeah, the Russell's viper is pretty vicious. Number 15, vipers, some of them use their venom to actually start digesting their food. It's not just to kill it. Yeah, interesting stuff. So this has been some fun facts about vipers. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that stuff. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Stories on the Spectrum.